Hi Shane, today in our lesson we're going to be going over the ground basics, which is the most important, which is grooming. Today we're going to be using Jake, and he's very gentle, he just likes to bob his head lots. So grooming might not really sound like that important to someone who's not too knowledgeable about horses, but when it comes down to it, you have to be able to get all the dirt off of horses because they use their coat as a body temperature regulator. They also can get bacterial infections as well as fungal infections if you don't keep grooming them daily. So our brushes that we use is right here. This is a curry comb, which is, we use a rubber one to do circular motion along the horse. And there's also plastic curry combs, but those are pretty much just to keep your brushes clean. So with the rubber curry comb, what you do is you're going to do in circular motions, and this is pretty much just to loosen all the mud and the dirt off of the surface of the coat. So you're just going to go in circles from head to toe. This brush is not used on the face or the legs. And you just keep going. You want to get down on the chest, which is a place that is often missed, as well as on the girth, which is under its two front legs. Good job. So as you're going, this circular motion is pretty much just to get all dirt, because with the next two brushes, you just want to go with the hair, which doesn't quite get all the hard dirt and mud loosened. Good job. So you want to go all the way down, especially after a ride. They can get really sweaty, and so that gets sticky and itchy on them. Before a ride, you want to make sure that under the saddle area is very clean, because that could irritate the skin. Good job. His hair is kind of long, so it's a little difficult, but it gets a lot easier if they have a shorter coat.
So we're doing this side?
No, we're just going to do this side. And of course, in a real situation, we do both sides. But just for today, we're just demonstrating. Perfect. Good job. So next we're going to be using a dandy brush. This is also called the hard brush. This brush has longer bristles and they're more stiff, if you want to just feel that, compared to a soft brush. So this brush is going to be used in a short flicking motion. This is to get the dirt that is loosened up and off of the coat, and to bring it to the surface. So as you can see, all the dirt and the hair that's being shed off is coming off. This brush, again, is not used on his face. It's too hard. But this one can go down the legs. So once again, you can keep going with that. Good job.
Have to go with the hair?
Yes. With this brush, you want to go with the hair, because going against it kind of defeats the purpose, because you're kind of leaving dirt if you go against the hair. So what I do is I go I cut the horse in 3 portions. And once I'm done the first portion, I take my brush and I brush it against my curry comb. Yeah. So see all the dust coming off? That's it. You don't want to be putting that back on to the horse. That's good. So now you can keep going. It said that you should probably do this every few strokes, but because he's not very dirty, like if it was muddy out, then I would recommend doing like 3 strokes or so and cleaning the brush off. Good job. This is the tricky part because his hair kind of goes all over, but you're doing good. Yeah. Good job. Perfect. Good job. This brush is also really handy when it's muddy out and their legs get lots of dried dirt and mud on it, simply because we can't use the curry comb on the legs Good job. You want to get right in on the inside too. Great job. Yeah, all the way down. Perfect. Good job. Okay, you can keep that because we're going to use that for the soft brush as well. This is called the body brush, which is also called the soft brush. So this one has shorter bristles and they're much softer. This can be used on the face. So this is kind of a bigger brush, but there are face brushes as well. So when you're doing on the face, you want to go with the hair as well. So, but you got to be careful not to kind of hit the protruding bones with this wooden like plate. So if you want, you can do the other side of the face. Good job. Yeah, go with the hair. It's okay, he moves his head a lot. Perfect. Get right here. Got a little bit of a... Yep, perfect. So now we can move on to the neck and the body as well. Once again, with this brush you want to kind of get down to the 1/3. Yep, nice long strokes. You also want to end with a flick though. Sorry, I should have showed you that on the neck. Like this. So you want to still flick it up, and you still want to be like kind of hard with it. This is getting the dirt off, like that is sitting on the surface from the dandy brush, just kind of off into the air, so it's not on the surface anymore. Good job. You want to go with the hair again. Good job. So this is kind of just like the last bit of the grooming with the brushes. On the body, of course. We also have a tail and mane brush that we'll be getting to later on. Good job. I'm just going to remind you. This kind of leaves them more sleek and shiny. Once again, he kind of has that winter coat going, so it's a little bit long, but when it comes to show season, that's kind of the key brush that we want. Good job. Great. Good job. So, I can take that one too. So, like I said, normally we would use a plastic curry comb for that. So next we're going to go on to the hooves. Picking the hooves is generally something that you would do first, but since you're not quite as comfortable with horses, I decided to move that back, and that's completely fine too. You can also move it back if you're not too sure of the horse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to approach and how to pick up the hoof, and then I'm going to show you the motion of how to get the dirt out of the hoof. And then I'm going to let you do that, if you're comfortable. Okay? So, if you don't really know the horse, make sure he knows you're there, especially if this is the first move. You're going to go up to the horse, kind of pet him on the neck, let him know you're there, and you're going to face the rear, okay? So, with your right hand, the one closest to the horse, you're going to run your hand down the leg, and you're going to go all the way down to the fetlock, which is his ankle and the hair right here, okay? If he doesn't really want to pick it up, then then you pull it down, and this is a tendon, and you're just going to squeeze that, and that'll encourage him to pick it up. So, when we get going, we're going to go from heel to toe, and we're just going to work our way down, okay? So this right here is the frog, and you don't want to pick that because that's sensitive. So, just like this, it's going to go down, okay? And then once we get all the big dirt out, then we're going to use a brush. Okay, so I'll put it down. And I'll get you some try. Let them know you're there. Good job. Get nice and close. The closer you are to picking hooves, the safer you are, if you didn't know that. Good job. So now we're going to run your hand down its leg. Wonderful. Yep. He's going to pick it up for you. Yep. Squeeze a bit. Perfect. Now, once he starts picking up his foot, you're going to hold the hoop down here so he bends it, okay?
With my right
Yeah.
hand?
Yeah. There you go. Wonderful. So here you go. Yep. Good job. Another very important rule to remember about picking the horse's hoof, you never want to be on two knees. Okay, so you always want to have at least one foot planted on the ground so you can get up and move if needed. Good job. So now you're going to flip it and use this brush. Yeah, and you can do that on the frog too and get all the dirt off. Wonderful. Good job. Perfect. Right. Nice, down, gentle. So now, with the back leg, it's a bit more uncomfortable for the horse. And so when you pick it up, he might be a little bit jerky with it because he can't find, it's not quite as comfortable like I said. So you want to try to keep it at the right level at which he kind of rests it. And so what horses normally do with their rear legs, they'll kind of like tuck it up and you just hold it until he's ready to relax it. Okay? So I'll show you. Okay. Run your hand down the leg. See how he tucks it up? And you're just going to wait. He's going to fart in my face. Perfect. And then you're just going to do the same thing. Okay? And you're going to put it down gentle, like the first one. No, he doesn't. Okay. Perfect. So once again, the closer you are, the more safe. Perfect. Go down. Yep. Perfect. Okay. So you're gonna, he holds this one, his hind legs lower to the ground, so it's a bit more strained. You can pick it up a bit if you want. So, just hold on to it. He's okay. Perfect. Good job. Now you can just brush it out. Yeah. Here. Good job. And we're going to let it down nice and easy again, okay? Yeah. Wonderful. Good job. It's a little nerve-wracking when you first start with the hind end, because of course they can kick, but they wouldn't do that unless they were friends. So next, we're going to go on to their mane and their forelock, as well as their tail. So if they're not managed correctly, we'll have to use a brush like this, okay? Usually for the tail, we would have to use some detangler if it wasn't kind of neglected for a while. Another tip for the tail is just cutting it into sections, so it's not kind of, it's just easier kind of get all the knots out. But because his hasn't been neglected, we can use the body brush. Do you remember what that one is? Perfect. So the body brush is used for, you can come on this side because this mane's on this side. So we use the body brush because it won't break the hairs, and you want it to be nice and healthy as well. So you just kind of go down it like you would his face or his body. And you come around and do his mane. Yeah. Perfect. Good job. So his mane and his forelock kind of look a little sad, but it's just because it's winter and it's a little like our hair gets a bit more dry. So we're just going to push him over a bit. Just push him on the side. Good. So, an important rule for when you're doing the tail, never stand directly behind, of course. For one, because you're kind of in the danger zone. Second, he can't see you, right? So you kind of want to let him know you're there again. Have him tell him you're here. And you're just going to pick it up and bring it to the side, and you're going to brush it. Okay? Good job. Yeah. Kind of feels weird because it's like the bristles don't get in, but it's still doing it. A good way is kind of to hold the brush and go from the bottom, because you can kind of let it go all the way down kind of thing. You see? How it, instead of doing like little sections with a big brush. And this doesn't hurt them, of course. Even when you use the bigger tail, it's not, doesn't hurt them at all. Perfect. So now you can do up at the tip here. Yeah, just go down. Perfect. Good job. Okay. So at the end of doing the tail, mane, and forelock, we kind of want to clean the brushes. See how there's hair sticking out? So with this kind, you just pull it out. And then we'll put that in the trash after. So you may not notice on wild horses, they're never really dirty. And that's because they have access to natural resources like ponds for baths and trees and boulders to kind of get that stuck dirt off. So, once again, it's an important role to do with your horse. And another important factor in grooming is that it actually creates a bond between you and your horse. Doesn't really seem like it right now because he's getting impatient. But when you do groom your horse, they start to trust you more and they get better behaved. So I have a grooming pamphlet here. You can go over it after, and if you have any questions, you can of course contact me. This is just the basics of grooming because there's so many different steps that you can do as well to keep the horse healthy, like bathing and oiling their hooves to keep them healthy. But we can get into that when at a later date when we get a bit more skilled and when we're a bit more comfortable around horses. So thanks for coming to your lesson today.
Thank you.